I am very happy to be here. Odisha is moving forward on the path of progress. Together, we will build a greater future for our state.
A wave of green is sweeping across the state.
This is our moment!
This movement is becoming an unstoppable force.
Today, we lay the foundation of a new force. A movement dedicated to the people.
This is a massive responsibility. I will have to work for the people of Odisha. This is my duty. As dawn breaks over the Bay of Bengal, a golden light reveals a land of ancient tides, where nature still dictates the pulse of life. Deep within these walls, legends are written. This is where the region's future is carved. Secrets remain guarded in the heart of Odisha.
Welcome to Cuttack, a city with 1,000 years of history. Our legendary silver filigree still shines bright today.
He has his grandfather's eyes.
He will bring honor to this house.
Remember, we close in 15 minutes.
A wave of green is sweeping across the state.
This is our moment!
This movement is becoming an unstoppable force.
I am very happy to be here. Odisha is moving forward on the path of progress. Together, we will build a greater future for our state. We must stand together for progress. Vote for our future!
ये कैसा अन्याय है भगवान?
This chart shows how difficult it is to stay in power in India's regional states. Most chief ministers complete their terms in roughly 5 years. Then there is this statistical outlier, a single leader who managed to hold the same office for 24 years. This is Naveen Patnaik. By winning 5 consecutive elections, he became the second longest-serving chief minister in Indian history. Despite ruling the state of Odisha for a quarter century, he never became fluent in Odia, the regional language. At public rallies, he had to deliver speeches written in a phonetic script using the Roman alphabet. Curious, how did an unlikely outsider with no grassroots history maintain a 24-year hold on power in the world's largest democracy? For 5 decades, Patnaik lived as a westernized intellectual far from the world of regional politics. He was educated at elite schools like Doon and Karori Mall College, spending his youth as an author and a founding member of the Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. His life changed in 1997 following the death of his father, Biju Patnaik, a legendary political figure and former chief minister. Within months, Naveen founded the Biju Janata Dal party, named after his father, and won a by-election to represent the Aska constituency in parliament. He was suddenly the head of a political machine he had never been a part of, forced to navigate the high-stakes reality of the Odisha State Assembly. Most Indian regional leaders rely on fiery, loud charisma. Patnaik instead used a mild, soft-spoken manner that made him seem uniquely detached from the usual political noise. His strategy was tested during the Kandhamal riots of the late 2000s. The violence caused deep friction between Patnaik and his coalition partners in the BJP. Groups like the Bajrang Dal, which had ties to the BJP, were actively participating in the riots. Patnaik publicly criticized the BJP's involvement and severed his party's link to the NDA coalition right before the 2009 elections. He joined a new Third Front and led the BJD to a massive victory on its own, winning 103 of the 147 assembly seats and 14 seats in the Lok Sabha. Patnaik relied on identifying and removing political liabilities before they could impact his administration's standing with the public. He built his longevity on a reputation for measurable governance, prioritizing administrative results over ideological debate. This approach was most visible during the 2013 Cyclone Faylene. As the storm approached the coast, Patnaik's government launched one of the largest evacuation efforts in the country's history. This photo of children in the aftermath of a storm represents the human stakes of those policies. The United Nations presented Patnaik with a citation for his handling of the disaster, noting that Odisha's model should be used globally. He also focused on progressive social policies, including a push to reserve 33% of legislative seats for women in both the state assembly and the national parliament. By making the state measurably safer and more organized, he created a shield of competence that made traditional political attacks feel ineffective. That shield finally failed in the 2024 Odisha Legislative Assembly elections. For the first time in 24 years, the Biju Janata Dal was voted out of power. The party failed to win a single seat in the Lok Sabha. Patnaik himself was defeated in the Kantabanji constituency by over 16,000 votes, marking his first personal electoral loss. 2.5 decades of rule had led to intense voter fatigue, while an aggressive opposition ground campaign targeted the party's top-down management style. A system built on administrative legacy can last for decades, but it remains vulnerable if it loses its connection to the grassroots voters who maintain it. Naveen Patnaik remains a unique figure in Indian politics, a reluctant intellectual who could barely speak the local language, yet became the defining leader of his state. He inherited a state in 1997 that was often defined by its underdevelopment. He left behind the modern infrastructure seen here, along with a globally recognized disaster management system. Patnaik proved that a quiet, calculated focus on administration can hold power for a generation, until voters finally decide it is time for a change.
This Indian has shared my story with all of you. To encourage and support his efforts, please subscribe to this channel and continue watching these videos. May my blessings be with you always.